Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make 3D text on a thumbnail for a YouTube video. So I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York. I make videos on YouTube. And I get to ask this question a lot about how I do my thumbnails and how I think about it, because there's all kinds of zany ways to do thumbnails, and I keep mine pretty clean, so I got a lot of questions. I figured I would do this quick video about this. It's a little different for me, but we'll see. So I'm essentially doing a screen capture here. If you watch my Twitch episodes on Sundays, you'll see I edit in Capture One. So I'm just going to do the same kind of technique here. I'm going to capture my screen. This is a shoot I did with Sharina. It's talking about feathering light. So I think in this one, a lot of times in my thumbnails, I put 3 images and I just put them side by side. So I'll show you how to do it. So what I'm going to do is, much like my normal editing, I'm going to select everything that from here, because these are all good images, and make them 5 stars. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my search criteria 5 stars. And I'm going to go through, I want to get a variety, right? So I can show the difference. So something with a dark background, maybe, kind of like that one. Ooh. Let's do this so I can see it better. I can see the top of the page there, so I'm going to look at that. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that one. Put a little green next to it. Let's look for something that's got a little smoother light, like that one maybe. I'm not sure if I like the... Because this is kind of a comparison video, I want to take 3 images that are kind of similar in a sense. But the light across is going to be different. So that's why I'm picking 3 images that are kind of similar. I'm not looking for a lot of contrast here. Yeah, there we go. The contrast in like posing and stuff. I'm basically looking for essentially 3 images that when I put them side by side, yeah. So we got a little sweep going on to see basically how we feather the light. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to right click on these. I'm in Capture One, like I said, and I'm going to let's do Edit With. And I'm going to switch that to Photoshop. I'm going to choose PSD files. It's fine. You can do anything you like here. You can do a TIFF file, whatever. It doesn't actually matter for what I'm doing here. I'm just going to hit that. And these 3 images are going to open up in Photoshop. We're going to combine them into our thumbnail. And then what we'll do from there is we will kind of create, it's basically just creating this now. While I'm doing that, though, let's switch to the Finder for a second. I'm going to find this shoot that I did, which is here in 2020, onset shoots, and this is Feathered Light Sharina. I'm going to go to my thumbnail folder. I have like a generic thumbnail that I made a long time ago. You can see it right there. I'm going to click on it because it's already the right size, so it's 1920 by 1080, and it already has my logo on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over. And I'm going to get rid of these 3 layers because I don't need them. I just want my logo, right? Then I'm going to come to my images. And this is where, like, when you do stuff a lot, it really pays off, right? So I have, I'm going to switch to crop. And I actually have a crop called 3 image thumbnail. And what this does is it actually makes the image the right size so that it fits. See how it shrunk it down there? We're going to... I'll grab my selection tool. I do it a bunch of ways. Usually I do all 3 of them at once because it's just faster than switching the tool each time. You see how the crep's already on there? Move it over, maybe to there. You see how it shrinks it down. Same thing here. Because what I want to do is put these together in kind of a dynamic way, right? So I'm going to go like this. Copy. Paste. Now you could, of course, just grab the full-size images and put them in there and then shrink them down using Free Transform. But this gives me the exact right size. So this extra little step is nice and fast because then when I get here, all my images are the right size. Then I'm just going to grab, I mean, technically this is about feathering the light for like a softer light. So I probably should put this is really the starter image here, I believe. Grab this one over here. But I want to make them look, yeah, I think we're going to go. We'll start dark to light and see what looks best. Okay, I have it set right here so it only grabs the layer that I'm selecting. You can go over here and hit auto select if you want to move them around a lot and see. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to grab this layer, which is my logo, put that there. for kind of a final check. Yeah, and then the other thing I do is I'm going to zoom back and look at it really small because I want it to stick out and make sure that it looks good. Yeah, and it looks pretty good. And I can see I'm going to end up putting my text right here, right around here in the middle. So this is going to be called Feathering Light. You know, if I'm being 100% honest, I kind of like the dark one. I think I'm actually going to go like this. Let's just do a quick check here. I think I might actually move this guy over here. I think I like the darker one is on the edge because it'll add a little contrast there. Yeah. So I'm going basically the opposite, light to dark. But then look, see, my logo is not as easy to see. So you got to think about these things when you're doing a thumbnail, right? So even though my eye kind of likes the images that way, I think that because this is a thumbnail and I need to make sure that my logo is obvious. Yeah, there we go. That way anybody looking for onset will see it. So I'm going to hit the text tool. I'm going to type feathering. We're going to do 2 lines here, light. And I'm going to select it. I'm going to change my font. You know, you want something a little bit kind of bold for this. I usually use Arial, nice and simple, Arial black. Now for the initial part, I'm going to make it this gray color. So these are my 2 colors, right? This is gray and this blue. So I'm going to make it this gray color. Okay. You can mess around with the size there, but I always find it's easier just to switch here to my, you know, and basically just do a transform. Yeah. If it's easier for you to visualize, you can make this, you know, with the text layer. Let's do that actually, so it's easier to see. You can make this whatever color you want, so I'll make it blue. That way I can see it better. Now, if I just leave it like this is not that interesting, right? So I'm going to do that 3D trick that I do a lot. And again, I want to make it the lighter color. So I'm just going to, on my text tool, I'm going to click here. I'm going to pick the kind of the dimension color, which is going to be this light gray, which is my onset light gray. And now this is the trick here, guys. Okay, so I'm going to hit Command T, which is free transform. And I'm going to hit up and over with my arrows, once each way, right? Then I'm going to hit Enter, okay? What this is going to, and then I'm going to hit back and down so that I'm going to click on it again. Back and down, put it back where it was. The reason why I'm doing this is because once I've done that, when I go up here and I go transform again, it's going to repeat what I just did. So I'm going to hold down Shift, Option, Command, and then I'm going to hit T. And you can see as I'm doing this, it's building up another one. It's basically copying the layer, but it's copying it up and over one, right? So now I've got this nice thick, show it to you, this nice thick lettering here. And I'm just going to take the top one, which is one it's on right now. And just that one, I'm going to go over here to the T. I'm going to hit the color splash. I'm going to change it to my blue. And now we can already see we have that 3-dimensional look. It looks pretty good. Boom, done, right? Now, the final touch to this is I'm going to grab all of these text layers. I'm going to drop them down here on the folder, which puts them all together, group 1. I'm going to double click on it. And I have all these things I can do to it. And what I'm going to hit is outer glow. That's generally what I use. I put the outer glow on. I like to do the outer glow in the front color, which is the blue, which is clearly what I did the last time, so it's still locked on there. It gives it that extra like cutout thing. You can do it with the lighter color too. I mean, you can do it either way. The lighter color will make it have like a little bit of a fade around it, so it depends on how cut out you want it to be. I like the blue. So for me, I usually do match the foreground color. That almost makes it feel like a stamp, as opposed to a, or I'm just saying embossing versus a stamp. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna hit my zoom, and then we can see it looks pretty good. If we want to adjust it at all, we'll just go, I can grab this and make it bigger or smaller. And what's cool about this too is now, because they're all in one group, right? So let's say that that's as wide as I want it to be, but I want it to be bigger. I can hold down Shift, right? And I can actually like make it taller, like this, to make it actually physically bigger. And the 3D effect will basically stay with it. Stretch it over a little bit, and we're basically good to go. And there you go. Nice and simple, right? That's basically, you know, how I do my 3D text. So it makes the thumbnail pop. You know, the what we're trying to do in the thumbnail is basically get people to click on the video, right? So hopefully you clicked on this video because of the thumbnail, which is probably a picture of me. But, you know, you want to be able to read it when it's small, and you want it to make sense to what you're doing. That's what I do. Hopefully that helps. Let me know what you guys do for thumbnails. Do you have little techniques you do? Or do you make everyone different? Do you not do thumbnails at all? I mean, this same type of thing works for whatever you do, whether it be a YouTube video or anything where you have to have a splash page or basically a cover, right? Because that's how I look at this. This is like the cover of my thing. In any case, if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. I don't normally do computer stuff, but I figured I'd give it a shot. If not, then I'll go back to photo stuff next week. In any case, go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so you get all notifications, and I'll see you next time.